What's up, Mikhail here with Hustle System, where art meets commerce. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make $10,000 per month from home in your 20s. Now, the first thing you're going to need to do here is really absolve those limiting beliefs that you have going on in your mind, right? That $10,000 is a lot of money and that you can't work from home. No one will let you work from home, okay? If you have those beliefs, I urge you to reference the limiting beliefs video, which I will link down below, as well as you should see a little pop-up for it here. Now, where are we going to start here? We're going to start by really understanding the difference between harmony and balance when it comes to making money. The first approach is the harmony approach, because there's really only two approaches. The way that the harmony approach works is you find something you enjoy doing and you find a way to make money off of it, and then you continue to do it over and over and over and over again. Until hopefully, eventually you make enough money to be able to sustain a living, and now you're doing what you love and it makes money. Everything's awesome. Now, sounds like great, right? Everyone preaches this, is like, yeah, find your passion and then do it. And there's some truth to it. It's empowering, but there's also a downside to it that you might not see right away. And this happened to me with music. I love music. I'm a musician. And I found that as soon as I started making money from my music, I stopped enjoying doing it. And it really started to kind of destroy this really pure, really honest, really kind of nice essence that the music used to have. And I found myself actually, before long, dreading doing the thing I used to love. So that's kind of the upside and the downside of the quote, like, do what you love and make money off of it, the harmony approach. The second approach to making money is a little bit different. This is the balance approach. And the best phrase for this is the work hard, play hard phrase, right? You find balance. You do the actions that you need to do to make the money, get the money, and then you balance it out with either leisure time or things that you enjoy. And if you are watching this, you're probably not yet in your 20s, you're in your 20s or you went through your 20s, and the purpose of this video is how to make $10,000 from home in your 20s. And then why do we start here? Because it's very, very important for you to choose. You gotta pick one. And I'm gonna give you the pros and cons, okay? With harmony, the benefit is that you're doing kind of what you enjoy, more or less. But the downside is that one is humans tend to enjoy the same things, right? Everybody kind of wants to be an Instagram model. Everyone kind of wants to be a musician or a DJ, etc., 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 etc. And so what happens here is the supply-demand curve is very much not in your favor, typically on the harmony spectrum. Whereas in balance, you might be doing something that you don't really enjoy at first to make money, but the downside of that is, well, you're not doing what you enjoy, right? So how do you balance the two? And then you're having to kind of go out of that, and you kind of have two lives, right? You have your working life, and then you have your like fun, outgoing life. And what we're gonna do here is really look at really dissecting the pros and cons, because my recommendation for you, if you're in your 20s, to actually go for the balance route. And here's why I say this. Harmony is great, especially as you move on. But if you are watching this video, there's a pretty good chance you haven't figured out what your thing is yet. You might be pretty good at a few things. And I will urge you to test the boundaries to see if there's something that you're really, really good at that you haven't ever even considered. For me, that was actually marketing. So I'll give you myself as an example. In my 20s, I was making $10,000 to $15,000 working from home. I would sit on my computer, I would sit on my laptop, sometimes in my pajamas. I would watch Family Guy or some funny show or a movie in the background. I'd listen to podcasts, I'd listen to audiobooks, I would learn, watch courses, read books, all while still making 5 figures per month from the comfort of my home. And the way that I was able to do that is very simple. We're gonna get down to a very brass tacks here, practical steps, okay? Number one is I found a mentor. I found someone who had done what I'd done. So I urge you right now, find somebody who is doing what you want to do in the future. This is the biggest step you can take. Find somebody who is living the life you want to live, and literally take every sacrifice you can to get in touch with that person and to find yourself near that person. One of the laws of power is that proximity is power, and there is no truer recognition of this than the mentor to apprentice relationship. Number two is you're going to model that. So you're going to see, okay, what does this person do? What is their morning ritual? What is their daily ritual? What is their evening ritual? What are the skills, and this word will come back again and again and again in this video, what are the skills that they've had to build in order to get themselves to that level? Because for you right now, it's going to come down to the skill. If you want to earn $10,000 a month working from home, that limits your range of options. If this is truly what you want, you're going to have to look at what are the skills that I need to have in order to get this outcome. For example, you can't necessarily be a pilot, right? Because you're by default not working from home, so that's out. So really look at your range of options and look at the skill sets that those professions have. For example, internet marketing is in this way the perfect way forward, right? High upside, work from anywhere, and if you find the right clients, which we'll talk about in just a minute, you can generate 5, even 6 figures per month. I know some 20-year-olds that are generating 6 figures per month working from their laptop, from the comfort of their home. Pretty cool. But let's go deeper. What are the skills? What are the skills? So I'll break down the skills that I had to have in my 20s, and you can use those as a reference point, because I think whenever someone's speaking to you, you should go from that personal experience, and too many people are trying to give advice nowadays on things that they really haven't done it themselves. They're just kind of giving you advice. It's like when you go to school and a girl rejects you and people tell her, like, just be yourself. It's like, well, you've tried that already. It hasn't worked. So what are the things that I had to learn? Okay, first off, I had to learn programming. I had to learn how to build websites, because I realized that the internet lived on this ecosystem of the web. And so I should understand how it works. So I learned HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, Python, you name it, Node.js, Angular, now the more common frameworks, right? So I learned how that works to see, okay, well, what happens when I go to, let's say, like a landing page? And then from there, I realized that there was a lot of other stuff going on. It wasn't just about like this code stuff, and it doesn't mean you have to learn code. I'm just telling you kind of what I did so you can understand the level of skills that you need to have. From there, I started dissecting the landing page. I go, okay, well, there's design on these pages. Well, how's this design done? Oh, this is done in Photoshop versus Illustrator. What's the difference between Photoshop and Illustrator? And how do you build a compelling design? And then I realized, wow, I can make designs for other people. And now I can make websites for other people and designs for other people. And then I realized, wait a minute, there's words on these pages. Where did these words, did someone just make these up? And then I found this thing called copywriting. I realized that there's a whole art and a whole system and a whole proven process to this thing called copywriting. And then I learned that, and now I was able to build websites, do designs, and then craft compelling copy that went from landing pages. Now I was able to do ads, now I was able to do videos, now I was able to do all of these other things. From there, I learned how to manage a team, because I often found that, to get to 10,000, 15,000 a month, sometimes you're gonna have to manage other people. You can't always do that yourself. You're gonna have to expand. You're gonna have to project leadership and authority and do it with a position of intent so that people know that you have their best interests in mind. And from there, we go into management techniques, we go into how to scale companies, we go into all of these really unique skill sets that now, if I was to run through, the Facebook ads, the Google ads, how to do sales funnels, how to do email follow-up, how CRMs work, I would probably have a list of maybe 50 to 75 concrete core skills that I've developed in my 20s that allowed me to do that. So what I urge you to do is, 1, find that mentor that's doing what you need to do. 2 is start to systematize and replicate the things that they learned. Break down their skills into what skills you need to have. And then what you're gonna do is, when you pick that industry, when you pick that niche, I want you to get so good at those skills that you become the authority leader. I want you to become the top 5 in the space when it comes to those skills. Because right now, in internet marketing, if you were to ask me who can integrate CRMs while still learning, while still knowing all the code, while still being able to do the design, while still being able to do the copy, while still being able to do the ads, while still being able to effectively manage a team, I can count on my hands the amount of people that there are. That's why I'm able to now, in my 30s, make significantly more than $10,000 a month. And that's why in my 20s, I was able to make 5 figures per month. So again, hopefully this video helps you. I know it's a little bit esoteric, but that should give you an idea for, if you're relying on one skill, let's say you're just a web developer, right? And you're just doing web development. Well, how are you scaling that? Are you delegating that to other programmers? Because that's what's gonna help push you to the top. Are you combining that with design work to make the designs more beautiful, to get more clients? Are you maybe considering the conversion aspect of the websites that you're building, or are you just building a website because you're building it? So be more curious, get more skills, learn those skills very, very rapidly, very, very quickly, find a mentor and model that mentor's success. That, if done in an industry that allows you to work from home, is your formula to be able to earn $10,000 per month while working from home in your 20s. I know because I did it. I believe that you can do it. It's not super hard. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please comment below this video. I will take my time to try and respond to every single comment and answer your questions. And I'm very, very excited to make this lasting impact in your life, because as you start to apply this, you'll start to realize all the gaps that you have, and you'll start to fill those gaps. And if you're proactive, you'll actually find yourself making massive, massive, massive progress on the way to your goal. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, comment below, and I will see you in the next one. Let's win together.